welcome to the DDEMS Podcaster Crew podcast where we celebrate soaring eagles rising to amazing heights. I am Stephanie.
And I am Ariana. We are your hosts for this show that is really a celebration of our boys soccer team's soaring 2023 season.
Today we have the fabulous coaches of the 2023 DDEMS boys soccer team, Coach Atembe and Coach Fatso. Why don't you tell us about yourselves?
Thank you for having me. My name is Mr. Tembe, 8th grade history teacher and also the soccer coach.
Hello, my name is Mr. Fotso. So I'm a world language teacher and I am the assistant soccer coach as well.
First of all, congratulations on the amazing season. The team made it to the playoffs, the first year for that, and was only one game away from taking it off. Thanks for making us so proud.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Let's start off with a quick game. Would you rather score a goal or save a penalty?
I'll go for a goal.
Yeah, I will go for a goal as well.
Okay, so tell us, why did you pick that?
In a game of soccer, the game of soccer is all about winning, so you must score goals in order to win.
Yes, scoring goal is very, very important. Like Mr. Tembe shared in a soccer game. Yeah, so that's the reason why I went for scoring goal as well.
All right. Given the amount of time being a teacher takes, what inspired you to coach soccer?
Good question. The passion I have for soccer as a game, and also the conviction that within the DDMS community, there were a lot of talent which I could help them in showcasing. That was the two main motivation which inspired me to take the position as a coach.
Yeah, my inspiration came from the fact that I am a soccer fan. So I used to play, and right now I enjoy watching soccer. And also, I was happy to know that my school gave me, that opportunity to support, to help my students do what they like and what they know, to do, which is playing soccer.
So again, congratulations on your performance. 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 In this segment, we're talking about how students' lives are impacted by this program.
Okay, so the DDEMS mission statement focuses on lifelong learners. So the DDEMS mission statement is our mission is to develop and empower lifelong learners who will become global citizens within thriving and caring communities. Tell us how your program does this. How does it contribute to the mission statement?
Soccer as a game is an extracurricular activity, but the fact that they call it, or we call it extracurricular, doesn't mean it works in isolation. It is still governed by the school body, and when we started, we led our players or students, as you may say, to understand that soccer is not an isolated game. It works in collaboration with your academics. And if you haven't having the opportunity to showcase what you know, you have to understand that academics comes first. So as a player, you're not just focused on playing soccer, but you put your academics at the forefront because a professional player has a time limit or a timeline for retirement. You don't want to retire and you don't know what to do in future. You want to retire and be versatile and be able to take up other opportunities in life which will sustain you. So these were, or this rather should be work in conformity with the school mission statement.
Okay.
Yeah, also, yeah, there are many skills that our students learn and develop like during season. So among them, we have number one, the motivation. Of course, we need motivation in all what we do in our life. And also, while our students are playing, they learn about sportsmanship. And one more thing that they actually learn about, they learn how to work in team. So when we are winning, we win as a team. And when we are losing, we lose as a team as well. So that's, they learn many things while they are playing that they can actually use in their real life, either now or in the future.
So I will be reading a statement written from one of your soccer players. This, this, this year's soccer journey was one for the book. We have done something this school couldn't do in over 30 years, and that was make playoffs. We had a great run. We could have won it all, but they wanted it more than us. I praise all my teammates and coaches for making me better every day in every way. It's not the outcome we wanted, but the experience definitely made us all better. We had an experience against Samuel Old where the coach got sent off because of having a big mouth and complaining. But Mr. Tembe stayed calm like always and taught us before our first game and that the person who stays quiet is always the one who outcomes adversity. The Victory Eagles will win it soon. What do you
So-
think about that?
Yeah, that was a good one. And I will begin by telling you when we started this journey this season, we brought our players together and we set the rules. We made them understand that in every setting, organization, system, there are rules. Just like within us here in the school, we have school rules and regulations which students must adhere to. So when we started this program, we set the rules which serves as a guide. So far as we're moving ahead, we established that discipline, understanding, collaboration. We also let the players know that teamwork is very important in leading to victory. So our success from the very first game right through to the last game that we played was because of discipline, respect, collaboration, teamwork, all that amalgamated to success. So that is why we all worked as a team and we had the successes that were registered.
Okay.
All right. So I'm glad to hear that statement from a student. By the way, that's his statement. So that means he did not discuss with a classmate before he made that statement. Which just means that each of them, each of those students who actually participated in the season, they actually learned something from our season, and that was one of our expectations. And we hope that they will be applying that in their life, in their real life.
And I will be reading a teacher's perspective. When I think of sports in school, I think of integrity, honor, and leadership. The boys' soccer team embodies these traits. This school year, I had several students on the soccer team because of the expectations of their coach. They became true scholar athletes. Their grades went up to A's and B's. They were more concerned about their behavior and future. A noticeable positive change occurred. The boys' soccer team truly contributed to improve student-teacher relationships. And this statement was from
This statement was from Miss Nyawu, which is an 8th grade math teacher. How does this make you feel coming from a teacher who encourages your work?
Oh, it feels good. And I will say the whole journey started with setting the rules, just like I had said before. And we were so happy because we work in collaboration with not only the students, but with the teachers. And we made the students to understand that the academics, their behavior is at the forefront of this program. So, what do I mean by this? Even if a student had the world's best talent and you are not well behaved, you're not respectful, you're not scholarly, on task, and respectful and accountable, you wouldn't earn a chance in the team. So this message was passed across, and the students actually followed it. And with the support of the entire staff of DDMS, we were able to register the successes that we had. This whole program motivated the students academically and otherwise.
Yeah, so I definitely agree with Miss Enyao. Yeah, because in whatever we do in life, our rule number one is discipline. Yeah, discipline. So whatever we do, we have to be well organized, and that's the only way we can reach our goal. So again, discipline, discipline, and discipline in all what we do, and we are going to achieve our goal.
In this segment, we're talking about how students' lives are impacted by this program.
Okay, so the DDEMS mission statement focuses on lifelong learners. So the DDEMS mission statement is
To note that this is the first year you guys made it to the playoffs, correct?
That's correct.
not only did the team make it to the playoffs, but you were only one game from taking it all. Wow, that must have been some ride. Tell us about how it felt.
Yeah, we felt bad. It was unfortunate for us, given the amount of successes which we had registered, the relationship that had been built in the team, the determination, the zeal to get everything. Just like I used to tell my players, The only obstacle standing between you and what you want to get is you. Meaning, if you tell yourself, I'm going to get this, and you're determined you're going to get it, let no one tell you you can't do it. And they picked that up and applied it. It worked so well. And given the last game which we played, that was the semifinals, it was a tough one. We went in there with a lot of zeal and determination to get it. But in a soccer game, when you make a single mistake, your opponent corrects you, and that's it. There must be a victor and a vanquished. Unfortunately, at the end of that game, we came out to be the losers. Not losers as in loser, but the team that lost. The boys felt bad. They were traumatized, but we cautioned them, comforted them, and made them understand that everything that has a beginning must have an end, and your ending shouldn't, in as much as we aspire that our ending should always be a success, but it can always be halted along the way because of one or two reasons. So that was it. But it set a precedence, especially among the sixth graders and the seventh graders who are in the team, that next year we can move to or soar to higher height with what happened this year, because this is the first performance this school is registering, and that precedent had been set. I believe that next year it will be wonderful, given the records that were created. Everybody will be motivated and willing to join in, showcase whatever talents and skills they have, in as much as soccer is concerned.
Yeah, so it was hard to swallow that pill, but I was kind of happy at some point that we didn't win, because it was a great opportunity for us to feel what all teams that we actually won felt. And that's how a soccer game is. So that means we always need like someone who wins and someone who does not. So, and from there, I think we are kind of more prepared. So we understood that we should prepare ourselves better for the upcoming season, and for sure next year we're going to do better.
Talking about these challenges, why don't you tell us a story about what you are most challenged by?
Here, a soccer game has a lot of challenges. There is no fixed formula for a soccer game. In a soccer game, there's no bad team and there's no best team. Games evolved after games. You might play the game today and you are a victor with a goal difference of 3, but the next game, you're going to find it so difficult, even registering a victory. So that is how it is. I would not say all through the journey there wasn't any challenges. From the very start, we faced challenges. But the challenges come from each game you play. So what do I mean by this? When you play a game, you kind of assess the performance of your team, because going into the field, you know you are the best. You don't yet face the challenge. You don't yet understand the challenges until the game starts. And at the end of the game, you are able to take an analysis of the difficulties you faced, go work on it during practice, so as to meet up with the next game. That is how it was. Every game had its challenges, and every game had a different formula. So there was no fixed challenge in this whole program or in this whole journey. Every game had its challenge, but we got better from each game because we were able to reflect on our weaknesses and our strength and lay out a better formula for the upcoming game or the next game.
Okay.
I definitely agree with Mr. Tembe that it was not easy at all for us, because one of the things that people have to understand is that most of the time we face schools and we do not even know anything, about those teams. And in soccer, it's always good to have an idea about your opponent. And also at the beginning, our students were having like hard time, like they would not always listen and follow our direction. But with time, they notice that no, the better or the more we listen, so the better we can actually play. And with time, they actually became better listeners, and that's one of the reasons why it actually, when the way it went, like it went well. We had a great season.
Okay. So, how are you feeling about next year?
Good question. I will honestly tell you, next year is entirely a different season, and it will be entirely a different ballgame. Why do I say so? This season has come and passed. We went to greater heights. It was good. Everybody was happy. But next season is going to be different. And different doesn't mean, in as much as we aspire and hope that next season should be much better than this season, we can only hope. Soccer is not like a house that you're constructing and you already have a plan. It is until you have your resources in soccer, that's when you know how to lay your plan. Yeah. And as a coach, you don't have a fixed plan. You get into it and you're changing your plans every step of the way. So we hope that next season will be much better, because I'm still of the conviction that students in our school have a lot of talent. And we just need to pass the message across, encourage them to work on their grades, on their academics, which is the main parameter for qualifying into the team, so that it can encourage them to come in and showcase whatever they can project. So we are hoping for the best next season.
Yeah, so our plan for next year is to start hiring players from the beginning of the school year on. That way, when the season starts, we are better prepared. So we don't want to wait until the last minute before we start hiring players. So if we have players from the beginning of the year, that way we can tell them what to do academically. So when it's time to play, their grades is not a problem, because like Mr. Tembe mentioned, they only play if they have a GPA of 2.0 and higher. So if we hire them from the beginning of the school year on, it might help. Because, by the way, we have so many good players in the building, but they couldn't join the team because of their grades.
Well, it was great hanging out with you both, Coach Faso and Coach Atembe. If you like this content, please support us next year in our 2024 season.
If you have or know about an amazing program that you would like us to feature on our show, please contact our producer, Dr. Stan. We could be featuring your program on our broadcast, you never know.
Thank you so much to the coaches for being a guest on our podcast. We are super excited about following what you guys do next year.
Thank you so much for having us, and we are so delighted to be part of this program. What I want to suggest to your team is, next year as we begin the soccer season, if we can have this opportunity of giving feedback to the school and on our performance, even if it is after each game, it will be our pleasure, so that the school stays tuned with what is going on, in as much as the season, the games are going forward. It will be wonderful, and it will serve as a big motivation for students in terms of their academics and social behavior.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.